Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. How are you all doing? Today is a day that we are going to work on Alchemortis, like usual. Anyway, so before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting on Steam. The link for that is in the description below, so check that out. And I have something interesting to share. The Patreon, I added a new perk to the top tier. And that perk is you will get an Alchemortis Steam key at launch. So if you subscribe to this tier at any point during development, even just for 1 month, I will send you an Alchemortis Steam key when the game is released on Steam. So yeah, that hopefully sweetens the pot a little bit. You'll also still get the Alchemortis in-game credits. This is kind of like a pre-order. You can almost view this as like a Kickstarter thing. You're actively funding development. You'll be rewarded with a Steam key. You'll get credits in the game. And you're actually going to help out a lot because I'm going to be hiring some people to help me out with marketing and stuff. So these funds are going to go directly to supporting the game. But yeah, I think that's this is retroactive too. So if you've already paid for a month, like last month, and you canceled, I will still send you an Alchemortis key. So if you subscribe to this top tier at any point during development, you'll get any new perks that I add to this retroactively, all that good stuff. So no fear, if you've already donated the $15, then you'll get a Steam key. But if you want to stay subscribed to, I very much appreciate that. And there we go. So yeah, that'll be great. And the other thing is that I have my Udemy courses available for sale. So if you want to learn how to build games in the Godot engine, this is a great way to support me as well, but it's also a great way to learn how to build games in the Godot engine. So everything is linked below. And of course, I've also got the Discord, which is free to join. So go ahead and join that if you're interested. We got a pretty good community going in that Discord. So feel free to check that out as well. Okay, what are we going to be doing? Well, I'll say hello to everyone first. Hello, Asymmetrics. Welcome back. Dusty, always good to see you. Welcome, welcome. RN Genesis, good to see you. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Yes. Welcome, Meep. JKHE, I'm ready for game development. Me too. Welcome. Finally broken through the brick wall of netcode. Today is a good day. Oh yeah, what are you working on, Dusty? Netcode is can be very frustrating sometimes. Ninja Link, good morning to you. Hello, V, welcome back. We do be making cards and other stuff besides. Yes, indeed. Hello, High Law. Swashbuckling Games, welcome. Hail to the Snail Cat, yes. Today is indeed a day. It's a day, yeah, for sure. Do I get 2? No. How generous is very generous. That's very nice. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you'll like it. I'll lose the sales. I don't think it's really going to lose the sales because, you know, actually, if I'm thinking of a price, don't hold me to this. I'm thinking Alchemortis is going to land somewhere in the $10 to $15 price range. But after Steam's 30% cut, even if I sell it for $15 after Steam's 30% cut, that's like what, $12, $11, something like that. And Patreon takes a much smaller cut. So I'm actually making more money by selling the Steam key basically through Patreon for Patreon supporters. So it's just a little, you know, yeah, well, I'll miss out on sales on launch, I guess, but that's all right. But yeah, very consumer friendly. Yeah, just sweeten the deal a little bit. And also, you know, it feels like the right thing to do if you're going to be supporting the development. So, and realistically, like I've mentioned, my pie in the sky ambitious goal is to sell 50,000 copies. So even if 100 people buy the top tier of the Patreon, it's like that's not really going to make a dent in my pursuit of the overall goal. So we'll see. Hello, Pseudo. Welcome. Dev Ghost. Good morning to you. If you're getting it for free, though, through Patreon, don't remove it from your wish list as it helps the game. Right. Yes. Yes. Please keep it on your wish list. Probably get more because people might be supporting the Patreon for more than 1 month. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. I mean, that's why that's why there's a whole stack of perks. I hope that if you want to support at that tier that you just do it monthly, but you know, it's, you can also subscribe for just 1 month and cancel immediately and you'll get all those perks. What I'll probably do though is I will probably, for the in-game Alchemortis credits, I will probably sort the name list in accordance with who was subscribed the longest, i.e. who donated the most. So it'll be an order of like who donated the most to who donated the least. I think that would be the fair way to do it. Anyway, it's all money in the bank at the end of the day. Yes, money is fungible. Economics, not even economics 101, economics 01. Money is fungible. Anyway, enough of that talk though. Let's go ahead and work on what we're going to be working on. The credits are pay to win. So I made this horn last night because I need more relic items for the enemy faction. So this is a horn that's called the Horn of Heroes. And do I have that in my... I don't have it here. So it's called the Horn of Heroes. Non-fungible token talk. Currency is not a non-fungible token. I think credit cosmetics is the more ethical way. All right, so here's the war horn, the Horn of Heroes. So we got to add an ability for this right now. And I think I'm going to make it relatively simple. Not every single card needs to have these super amazing, complicated abilities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the turn of minions on the board by 1, the turn cooldown. So that will be speed. And then for every turn reduced, apply 1 shield. I'm not going to do this for every turn reduced. I'm just going to do a scaling shield based on the number of minions. So I think the first thing is we need speed equals ability builder dot speed. And we need int magnitude 1. And we're going to configure okay. Query options dot query directions. What am I doing? Today is going to be one of those days where I just can't type, I guess. Entire board query options dot tag filter is equal to card tag dot mignon. Okay, and then we're going to do var shield is equal to new composed ability. I'm getting real good at writing these abilities, I think. Ability builder dot ability configuration, abilities equals that. Scaling func is equal to tier that. And description func, we'll just make this string.empty for now. Okay. Cool. We need a shield. Var shield is equal to new shield 0. Var dynamic shield. Oh, I can't do that yet. I need a value scaler. Oh, I need a query count provider. Query count provider is equal to new query count provider. Query count provider dot query options dot query directions is equal to entire board. Tag filter is equal to card tag dot minion. Value scaler is equal to new value scaler. And we need to put the query count provider in there. Value scaler dot set multiplier will do const float base multiplier is equal to 1. Base multiplier here. Okay. Then we have the dynamic shield is equal to new dynamic magnitude ability. I forgot, yeah, I need to put the value provider in there. So value scaler and then shield. Okay, and then I need to put the query count provider in here and the dynamic shield in there. I actually don't need to do this. I can just do new shield here. I don't need to store this as a variable. Cool. The tier, what we're going to do is we're going to do var scaler is equal to ability scalars dot make float additive scalar 1. Value scaler, set multiplier, scalar, base multiplier, tier. Okay, and then the description, apply value scalar dot get multiplier, reserve per allied minion. Okay, and then we just slap those on here. I almost wonder, can I do this? Hold on a second. I started trying to come up with a way of taking these query options here and generating a string. It looks like I'm not quite there. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. Apply value scalar multiplier preserve per allied. It would be nice if I could standardize this language and then just have like a function I can call in the query options to generate that string for me, but the language is a little bit complicated in places. So anyway, we won't worry about that right now. We want to put the speed here and then also the dynamic, no, shield. All right, now the next thing to do is to see if it works. What if I donated the most puns and dad jokes? We'll make a little separate section just for you, asymmetrics. I'll just put your name in like the biggest text on the whole credit screen, right? I'm kidding. Are you using resources to manage your card data? Yes, I am. Yep. Hello, Rentar. How goes thee this morning? Nobody Dobin. Welcome. It goes well. How are you doing? I assume you don't have one yet, but will you implement a points equation system for balancing purposes, or will all cards be manually balanced of feels about right? Right now I'm doing the feels about right method. I don't know, I just don't know how I would quantify how good a card is. Because I think, I mean, ultimately it's going to be a feels about right situation whether I use like a heuristic system or not. Because if I'm going to score a card, all those scores are basically going to be like pulling them out of thin air anyway. You know what I mean? So like, oh, how many points should this ability contribute? 5. Like that, I'm just going to be pulling that number out of thin air anyway. So I think I'm just going to go through the game and I'll just kind of notice like when a card is too strong or when a card is too weak, and I'll just try to bring it in line with everything else manually. And you know, I'll do the whole like competitive multiplayer game thing where I change the balance of the game every 3 months, you know, so keep people on their feet, shake up the meta, you know. We'll do seasons. We'll have like season 1 Alchemortis and ranked ladders and stuff. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about all that. Also, the shiny sweeping outline without node icons as shader. It is, yes. Hello, Tiramisu, welcome. Are there cards that evolve, as in like Skeletal Knight, etc., after a certain amount of battles won with them in the field? I have one card like that. It's not an evolution per se, but it's an egg that after 4 combat victories hatches Demon, which is nice. When I was in college, there was a class that made us do spreadsheets with each mechanic. It was a nightmare, and I feel like it makes the game feel stiff and artificial. Balancing should be organic. Yeah, it's like I'm sure that having statistics helps in some ways, but I think the temptation would be to bring everything's overall power in line with everything else. But in reality, you probably do want to have cards that are a little bit weaker and cards that are a little bit stronger. It's not necessarily about the overall power of the card. It's about like how powerful is it in certain builds versus others, you know? Like you might have a really powerful card, but it's only really powerful if it's paired with like 2 or 3 other specific card types, you know what I mean? And like, how would you quantify that? Would you quantify it as a generally weak card, or would you quantify it as a generally strong card? You know, I don't know. I'm not an expert game designer. Game design is still something that I'm learning. So whenever I'm talking about game design and how I'm thinking about it, I'm not an authority. So don't listen to how I'm approaching it. I'm just telling you what my thought process is. And it's totally possible. I'm looking at bringing on a consultant for game design purposes. Like I'm thinking about that to help me like actually think through the systems and make everything feel really good. So yeah, don't listen to me about game design is basically what I'm saying. Hello, Andrew. Good morning to you. Good morning, individuals. Hello, Defected Gaming. There's the best card in the game, the Hellspawn Egg. Yeah. I like how everyone has their little different favorite cards. It's pretty cool. Good morning, Dragon Apple. Hello, Amin. Welcome, welcome. Jackie Daytona, good to see you. All my scores are now perfectly balanced, and then there's Alchemy. Yeah, Alchemy is going to be a problem. What's fun about Deck Builder is how it synergizes with one another. Wow, I can't talk today. I can't talk today. Maybe I'll just be silent the whole stream. Maybe. But I agree, Dragon Apple. Naruto card when? Man, I don't even know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Hello, Arion. Welcome. Good to see you again. You just let players break your game and then balance off of that. Yeah. Hello, Bartos. I'm a newcomer, so if what I'm suggesting is not what this channel is about, tell me. Yeah, for sure. I will tell you. But yeah, suggestions are definitely welcome. Okay. Reduces the remaining turns of minion cards by 1. Apply 1 preserve per allied minion. So let's just throw some minions on the board. We'll see how that goes. Let's try to find a combat here. I also redrew the windmill last night because it was too big. Oh, I have the debug. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, let's see. We're mostly just testing this card. So this should apply 2 preserve and also reduce the turns there, yeah. Cool. I think that works good. I'll show you the windmill now. What? Unrelated, but do you have personal experience with contact lenses? Are they tedious to wear? I have never worn contact lenses precisely because I think they would be tedious to wear. But do I have any direct experience with that? No. Oh yeah, windmill. Let me show you the windmill. I think the map is looking pretty good. This windmill is in the forest, which means it's not going to work very well, but that's all right. So we got windmills. They're a little bit smaller. There's a good one right there. So a little bit smaller. They don't take up as much space, and they are very nice looking, I think. There's a good one here too. Still need to do new roads. Still need to work on this whole area up here. I made a bunch of improvements to the map generation though, specifically around the roads. So obviously I don't want these map decorations to be placed on roads. So I actually implemented a different algorithm that's more efficient. Basically what I do is I subdivide the map into cells that are 10 by 10, I think. And then what I do is I mark every cell that a road intersects as off limits. And then I also add extra padding around that. So there's usually like a 20 by 20 square that each road will kind of chunk up and mark as not available. And then when I'm placing decorations, it's just as simple as converting the position that I'm going to place the decoration at to a cell and seeing if that cell is occupied by a road. And then I just skip the placement of that decoration if the road is nearby. I don't know if that's interesting at all, but I might show that real quick because I have a way of doing that. Let's see. Small road grid.draw debug. This. So here, so all these red squares are invalid positions for decorations, and you can see how they generally follow the roads. Now, because the resolution is kind of low in terms of like what the minimum cell size is, you kind of get like lopsided outlines of the roads. Like you can see there's more space down here than up here. And like here is especially noticeable. You can see that that is basically right on the road line right there. But that's okay. It's a trade-off because the lower resolution cells you use, or rather, the higher resolution the grid is, the more operations are done. And so it's a trade-off, right? The map has to generate quickly. So it's a matter of finding a cell size that puts the decorations reasonably close to the roads without increasing the number of iterations that need to be done to create that road grid. But yeah, I don't know if that's interesting at all, but there you go. And the way I implemented this is I found an algorithm that's a modified version of another algorithm for highlighting or marking all the cells that a line goes through. And what was nice, it was just like a white paper, like HTML, plain HTML website. I just copy and pasted that into the AI and said, implement this algorithm. I love using the AI for that stuff. Here's the algorithm implemented in C#. Thank you very much. Saved me a lot of time. Anyway, the war horn is done. Would you be able to make a live tutorial on how to implement a specific feature in Godot? It's a simple one, but I'm a beginner and can't find a tutorial about this particular feature. What is the feature? I may already have a Udemy course that covers that. This niche internet e-celeb is extremely niche. It's true. It's true. I could tip, of course. We'll see. We'll see. I think a trap of some aspiring game devs fall into is confusing a game that's fun to play for a game that is fun to make. I've made that mistake a couple of times, maybe making it as we speak. Yeah, that is very hard. I agree. Doug McFly, welcome. Good to see you. For this game, the most OP thing is to stack all the powerful ability in one single small card and watch your build cruise over the whole game. Yeah, so I think I'm starting to address that, and the way that I've started to address that is I randomize the turn cooldown as well, because small cards generally have quick turn cooldowns, whereas large cards have shorter or longer turn cooldowns, I mean. And so now what's happening is that the alchemy system also randomizes the turn cooldown. So if you mix a 13 cooldown card with a 3 cooldown card, it's possible that you'll get the smaller card with the 13 turn cooldown. Do you know what I mean? So that's my attempt at balancing it a little bit. I may also even further bias it. So I may actually make the alchemy system more likely to choose longer turn cooldowns than shorter ones. So there's a lot of different levers I can pull in the alchemy system to kind of make it less likely to get something super OP. I still want to preserve the ability to get that, but you know, making it less frequent is certainly a thing that I need to do. What's the name of the player? Or perhaps what kind? More of a lich or a human necro? I haven't come up with a name for it yet. I think the way I'm envisioning this is that this is kind of like a corrupted medieval alchemist. So maybe this character that you're playing as is not undead per se. He's mostly, this is like a low dark fantasy. So magic is not really explicitly a part of the game. It's mostly like alchemy. So it's more, instead of being magical, it's more like pseudoscience. Do you know what I mean? So like the impression I'm trying to give is like all of these alchemical things, all these undead creatures are the result of like an application of quote unquote science rather than magic. And so I think that this guy is probably just a corrupted alchemist. He's just like a dark scientist basically. But I do think I want to do multiple playable characters that have different starting cards, that have maybe introduce a character that has a starting relic or artifact, I mean. So I was thinking the other day, it would be cool to have a vampire character that starts with a vampire fangs artifact from the get-go, which just gives you lifesteal in addition to draining your health over time. I think that would be really interesting. I think multiple playable characters would be really cool to do. And when I do that, I would give each character a name, like a unique name, but we'll see. You got windmills, but where are the water mills? Oh, yeah. You know what I did? I thought about making these checkpoints bridges that bridge rivers. So it'd be cool to have like an animated river that just kind of winds through these checkpoints here, and then turn these checkpoints into like drawbridges instead of these fortresses. But I haven't got there yet. What's the strongest weapon that belongs to the enemy faction? I think the Executioner's Sword is that. The Executioner's Sword here, that's what it looks like here. And it does, I believe, It does triple damage if the enemy board, in other words, the player board, has at least one minion on it. So it's very strong. I use AI to teach me how to make it obsolete, and also save time to stupid things like implementing algorithms. Yeah. What algorithm wave function collapse? Goodness gracious. A progression track. It tracks the player's position during a roguelike run. Basically a top header with a token that moves from left to right when the player goes on to the next stage. I see. I see, yeah. Does the size of a card limit the amount of affixes it can have attached to it? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Cooldowns are important, yeah. Have you considered tiers of each ability you can choose? Common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythic, just as examples. Yeah, that may be something. I don't know. I haven't considered that, to answer your question, no. Player avatars medieval era Umbrella Inc. from Resident Evil. All right. I love the idea of multiple playable characters. Somehow like Slay the Spire. Right, yeah. Also, I don't see any graveyards on that map. There are little graveyard decorations, but they are not super prevalent. Here's one. This is just like a single grave, I guess you could say. But I could definitely add more decorations. Like, this is a work in progress, so I can add more stuff to it. Also, the character really got some strong hands carrying that lantern that high for so long, not to mention the flame. Yeah, that's true. It's okay. It's alright. He can have strong arms. Anyway, what are we going to do next? That's done. We could do another play test. I still haven't done adequate testing for the damage reductions that I did. I do want to increase the necrosis turn threshold here, though. Come on. Thank you. I might move this. I'm going to move this, actually. I'll move this into my game constants here. I think let's just do a play test and see how it's feeling. Unless there's something else I want to do real quick. So I figured out what the third boss is going to be for the third region, though. The third boss is going to be an angel. I think that would be so dope. So you get to the third region's boss is an angel. Might also want to introduce some kind of holy status. Do I have this here? Holy status. Poison, but for enemy faction. Okay. Anyway, let's just do a playtest real quick. Let me turn off all my debug stuff. I should make a tool that resets all my debug settings for me. Nano alchemies. Let's test the Warhorn. I did test it, yeah. Is it Obsidian? I'm not aware it could do that. Yes, it is. Yep. Obsidian with the Kanban community plugin. All right. So we're into the game now. Let's see what happens. There's a shop there already. Oh, I need to write this down. Add tier indicator for events on event screen. Okay. Let's hit the booster first, and then we'll go to that enchant. Minion. I don't really like how the boosters are structured still. I need to think about that some more. Actually, I know how I want to do the boosters. rework boosters again. Here's what I'm going to do. First booster, free and 3 cards. Second booster, costs and 4 cards. And third booster, costs more and 4 cards and has upgraded tiers. I think that will make them more interesting. So maybe we'll do that. I just don't think I think the boosters are still not very interesting. Anyway, converts all damage to preserve. All poison applied is increased by 1. Let's just give this the crit chance. Did you just ignore me? Well, I don't know if I can make a tutorial like that. Number 1, because it takes time, and number 2, there's a bunch of ways to do that. And I don't think I can make a generic tutorial that will be like, here's how you do it, because it depends on how your game is structured and what your game state is and what your overall progression is. It's not really one of those things where I can just say, here's how you do it, you know what I mean? Sounds like a great idea. Son of a bee, yeah. Welcome, Neozoid. Yeah, sometimes I just forget to respond to things too, so nothing personnel, kid. If you're aware of that meme. Hello, Polaris, welcome. I was wondering, I think I saw you have a separate core project. Does that depend on Godot in your case? A separate core project. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. If you want to elaborate. What's the longest you've let your hair grow? Looks nice. Well, thank you. Not a little bit longer than this. Maybe an inch or so longer than that. Gotta love the rework this notes they pile up, right? I would make a sprite sheet that has each possible scenario, then based on what stage you're on, set the index to that sprite sheet. Yeah, or you could do it with a progress bar, a Godot progress bar. There's lots of ways to do it. I didn't really check this. Oh, this might be bad for me, actually. I didn't check this combat. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this one. Shoot. Oh wait, maybe the necrosis will kick in though. Save me, necrosis. There we go. Okay. Your part-time software engineer work. Oh, I'm not doing part-time work anymore. That engagement ended a month or 2 ago now, probably 2 months ago. If an other opportunity arises, though, I will do more part-time work. Damn it. Well, I'm not going to give up the lead ingot here. I should be fine now. Okay, combats are definitely more challenging, so that's good. I can win this one for sure, I think. Okay. Upgrade a card. Let's upgrade this guy. Have you checked out any Godot games lately? There's one card crafting Godot game released recently. I haven't, no. Do you know what it's called? Sure thing, I'll try to look for tutorials coaches again. Yeah, sorry I can't help you, Bartos, but I'm sure you will find. You can also ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a very good tutor. Is that not? It's not taking money again. How does this keep breaking? How does that keep breaking? Cloak. Ooh, I might take that one. Don't mind if I do. Okay, tier 3 shop. Here we go. It's tier 3. Candle. Apply 4 fire. Apply 7 fire. Another cloak. Tier 3 alchemy. So let's buy the candle. Let's buy... buy the bell. Purchase the alchemy. Oh, this is going to be nasty. Check this out. Boom, boom, boom. Kerblam, lead ingot. Nice. Boom. Okay, we got it. And then let's just do another enchant here. Increase the critical multiplier by 0.5x. Yeah, let's do it. Here. That bell is pretty strong now. Okay, that was a good shop visit, and we can get this now. Massive power spike incoming. And will you make a timeline indicator on how the abilities are executed in order? Yeah, I'm going to do something like that. I don't know exactly what that will look like, but... Okay. Might as well throw another bell on here. Per allied ritual card. Nice. Tier 2, Tier 2. Might as well hit these upgrades. Have you tried non-software part-times just out of curiosity? Baking? No. No. I'm gonna upgrade my Amanita Muscaria. 3 poison. That's pretty strong, actually. 4 poison now. Another shop, but I don't have money, so we're gonna skip that. I need to make my way north. This should be easy peasy. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh, we're in the boss fight. I am nowhere close to the end. Oh man, I didn't plan this out correctly. But this boss should be okay. Cool. Oh no, I'm nowhere close. This does not take my money, does it? It does not. Why is it not taking my money? I'll have to fix that. All poison applied is increased by 1. Don't mind if I do. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I might as well grab this booster before I go. Oh, that's interesting. This checkpoint is not connected to anything. Oh. That's a problem. And I'm also going to note the seed. Okay. I don't know why that's not connected to anything. Let's hit this booster here. Oh, ceremonial dagger. Very nice. Go here. Now we can hit this alchemy. I'm going to merge these two together. Get some preserve going here. A legendary embalming fluid. Wow. 10 preserve per allied ritual card. Jang. All right. I'm going to be unkillable here for a second. I think this is the first time I've used embalming fluid in a build. Okay. Love how your game looks. By the way, albeit a little bit too dark. Yeah, people keep saying that when they watch the streams, but when people actually have the game, when they play the game, almost no one comments about it being too dark, so it might just be the stream. I have one minion on the board. Should I do this Iron Gauntlet? Let's do that. Tier 4 upgrade. Might as well upgrade the bell again. Yeah, this is very strong. This is very strong. There's a shop there. Alchemy. Let's just go here. Since this is not taking my money, I'm just going to take the free option. Could you please help with a Godot question? I'm starting a new project. The project will be a desktop pet. Can you give me any suggestions to keep my code clear and modular? I have a video on composition that you can watch if you're interested. That's a good way of keeping your code modular. It's the most popular video on this channel, so you can just go and sort by popular and find it. But otherwise, you know, just look into the solid principles. You can look at the Wikipedia page for solid, S-O-L-I-D. And there's a lot of good principles in there that can be used as guides for making code cleaner. I don't really want to do any alchemy here. Scene trees, and good naming conventions. Yeah, good naming conventions help. I've been trying to do that with ChatGPT for 3 days now. It seems like it overcomplicates such a simple feature way too much. Oh yeah, that is possible. Signs do be looking like magic, especially math symbols. Oh, did my camera freeze? Oh, my camera froze. Is it back? Okay, it's back. It sits really still, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to join the Discord, Bartos, and see if anyone can help you. Oh, this is a massive board. Wish I could talk without my lips open. Gets to rip Cam, yeah. Make a minute of silence for Cam. Do you prefer any Souls-like games? Yes, I love all the Souls-like games. Or, like the From Software ones anyway. Sekiro is my favorite, but I also like Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. I've forgotten that pixel art tutorial recommendation from previous stream. Right. Yeah, it's on this channel too, if you want to check that out. We got there, yeah. Split your project by features is the main one. Will be way easier to find any dependence that way. This is a tough board. I might actually take a lot of damage here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, shop time. Wow. Snail cat. Let's purchase the board size increase. Let's do an enchant. Echo. Oh no. Yep, that's a strong card. Another Amanita Muscaria. That's a higher tier than mine though. Might as well just put this here. Can I fit Snail Cat on the board? Oh, I don't have enough money now. Well. I can sell this. That gets me... Oh, I'm one away. I'm one off from being able to buy Snail Cat. Okay. That's all right. Let's do this combat here. Yeah, I'm just dominating now. Might as well just go all in, take the Basilisk Eye there. I'm just gonna fight the boss early, why not? Oh my goodness, this is a big board. Okay. Alright, that's a big board. Deal 2 damage per allied weapon card, so that's gonna do what? Let's toggle this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 10 damage, so it's gonna do 35 damage every turn, although I'm gonna be resetting turns, so that's fine. Oh, and it exhausted the boss. Nice. The Basilisk Eye exhausted the boss. I still might lose, though. Oh, my goodness. Nope, I'm not going to lose. Bam. Okay, and there's no boss for the 3rd region. Okay, it's feeling better than it was, balance-wise. I think... Reduce the prevalence of high-tier alchemy. Tier shops. Okay, so we've got a couple of things to fix here. Let's fix the health options not taking money. That's a big one that we need to fix. It's a tough board, destroys it instantly, yeah. I find myself wanting to put the snail cat emoji on YouTube and it doesn't work. Oh, yeah. Such a small board, yeah. Stacks, though. Enemy village is doomed. Hello, Dione. Welcome back. Necrosis is still very strong when put with a preserve build. Yeah, it is. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Dione? Okay, let's figure out why it's not taking my money. Well, I should probably... increase necrosis threshold. Clickable control dot add clickable validator. On invalid clicked. Oh, wait, I already have that there. Okay. I was doing this wrong. I don't know why I have it built this way, but that's all right. Okay, that should work. Max health is 6. Hopefully that works now. Maybe we can make it so if Necrosis kicks in, it also eats all your preserves so people can't cheese. Maybe, we'll see. What music do I have playing? It's in the credits below in the description, but it's called TheRelaxedMovement. It's just some royalty-free lo-fi music. Okay. Okay, finally that's working. I've just seen so many Godot projects be like split into scripts and scenes. We kind of already have file extensions for that. Miasma debuff, unable to gain preserve, also ties into your theme. Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. Okay, so that's done. We can. I'll fix this later. I want to rework the boosters again. Third booster costs more and 4 cards has upgraded tiers. Okay. Oh, I spelled tiers wrong. Okay, I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we're going to rework the boosters again, see how those are feeling. And then maybe we'll do another play test just to see how everything's feeling again. Yeah, we'll do that. So anyway, I'll be right back in just 3 minutes, and we will continue on. All right, I'm back. Hello, Michael. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good morning to you as well. All right, let's rework the boosters again. Okay, I don't remember how this works. Booster container. Let's do this. Private int selected booster index. Selected int booster index. Okay. Enter state. Okay, so we want to do this. Selected booster index is equal to booster index. I have an artifact that makes ritual cards drop 1 tier higher. I think I need to rework this logic to make that work. Let's not worry about that just yet. Var additional tier is equal to selected booster index is equal to 2 question mark 1 or 0. Tier plus additional tier. Okay. Probably want to change the cost here as well. Let me think. Set booster affinities. Set cost. No, that's not right. Set affinities. Maybe I'll do the costs in here. Costs 1 is equal to what? I don't know. We're just going to do 5 plus 3 times context.currentNode.tier minus 1. I'll just do 10 plus 5 times. Yeah, I guess that works. Whatever. That might be too expensive, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just reduce this a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to put the costs in here. Okay. So we're setting up the costs there. We're generating an additional tier if the selected booster index is the last one. And what else? So what did I say here? Oh. Cards to pick. Right. So var additional cards to pick is equal to selected booster index is greater than 0, 1. Okay. So now let's go to my booster options here. That's not right. Okay. Set affinity. Int index. Index greater than 0, 4, otherwise 3. Cards to pick. If index is equal to 2, rich text level text plus equals +1 to tier of all cards. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Booster is what? 8. Hello, Breck Derek. Hello, a quick question. How can I go about creating a resource that allows custom Area 2D collision shapes that I can change in the editor and visually see? I don't think that's possible, unfortunately. I don't think that's possible. What you might be able to do is create an editor script where you can, it would be kind of a weird thing to do, but you could maybe go and like just instantiate inside of the editor a polygon 2D, define the shape, and then you can run an editor tool that will read that point data and save it to your custom resource. But I don't think there's a way to do it from a custom resource directly, unfortunately. The manual way of doing it is go into the editor, create a polygon 2D, create your points, and then copy those points over into the custom resource. So if you need a visual, that's like a workaround you can use to figure out what the shape looks like. But yeah, the custom resources don't provide like that kind of visual editor stuff because they're not nodes. Hello, Solo Leveling, welcome back. Son of a bee. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's see if this works. So, guaranteed ritual card, 3 total cards. Guaranteed weapon card, 4 total cards. Guaranteed alchemical card, 4 total cards, plus 1 to tier of all cards. Okay, that seems to work, but I want to change some things here. Right, these are not zero based. Let's try it again. This might make it more interesting. So if I go here, 3 total cards, 4 total cards. Okay, that's a little bit more interesting. Let me just see if this one works right off the bat. So this should be 4 cards with +1 tier. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Let's try just the 4 total cards one. That one is working. This is a tier 2. So let's just do the 3 cards. That works. Cool. All right, that seems to be working. That seems to be working. I didn't really check the cost, though. I think the cost will probably work, but I just need to figure out if that is indeed working. Tier 2, here we go. 14, nice, okay. So yeah, so you have a choice of getting 3 free cards. You have a choice of getting 4 total cards for a slight cost, and you have a choice of getting 4 total cards where each tier is upgraded at another cost. So hopefully that's a little bit more interesting. We'll have to test that, but I think that's all right. And then, what was I going to do? There was something else I was going to do. I don't remember. Oh, right. I need to fix it working with the ritual candle now. So modify how boosters work. Okay, so project settings. I need to add a enable test player artifacts. I think it's called ritual candle, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's called ritual tier. So this is not going to work. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work because it modifies the card first and then it applies the additional tier. Oh wait, maybe that will work. Maybe it already does work. Let me see. Hello, Aska Jimmy. Axa Jimmy, welcome. It's my day to learn computer science. Very nice. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Ah, dang it. Close the freaking window on accident. It's all right. All right, let's just see. We'll go to that tier 2 booster real quick. Snail cat. Ritual. Okay. So these ritual cards should generate at tier 3 if it works correctly. Yep, that works. This one generated at tier 4 because it had a chance to go higher, but yeah. Okay, I think that's working. I think that is working. I would love for there to be a ritual being the last one. Here. So this should also generate at tier 3 if it works correctly. Yep, that works. Cool. All right, so I actually don't need to make any changes to that. Could be so that it's easier to sell things, as in maybe right mouse button click will auto send the card hovered to the cell. If it's too unsafe, maybe add an undo sell function. No, I'm not going to do that. I think the drag and drop is a good single confirmation action. And right mouse button also does other things that like quick move between different inventories, so I think sell should be a very deliberate action, which is why it's drag and drop. So yeah, if you want to quickly sell things, it can be a little bit annoying, but it's like a safety mechanism because it's very hard to accidentally drag and drop something onto the sell board versus it is easy to accidentally like click a button on your mouse while you're hovered. You know what I mean? That's how the bazaar does it, I think, is that you have to drag a card to a very specific portion of the screen to sell it. And I don't think that there's an undo in the bazaar. So I'm basically just borrowing that UX. But yeah. All right, should we give it another test now? Actually, I do want to change some other things too. Maybe I'll change other things real quick. So assign node tier. Is this right? Hold on a second. 4 divided by 3. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick. Hide fog of war. Well, it doesn't really matter. Debug fog reveal radius 300 or 3000. I mean. Tier 4, tier 4, okay. So basically the numerator of that function is kind of where the final tier will be. Let's tone down the alchemy a little bit, I think. The boosters have already been toned down. Node.event_type is equal to event_type.alchemy. Min tier range. Let's do 5f divided by notoriety regions. Let's just do that. Kind of reducing the upper limit of what tier the alchemies can be. That's a tier 5 alchemy. It's still possible to get tier 6 alchemies, but they're going to be less common. And I think it's going to flatten out the alchemy power in the middle regions as well. So if I look here, that's a tier 4 alchemy, tier 3 alchemy, yeah. Okay, I think that's working. Tier 1 alchemy there. Tier 2 alchemy there. Tier 2. Okay. So just flatten those things down a little bit. That's probably going to mess with my seed, though. Oh, well. Oh, wait. Maybe it won't. No, I don't think it will. Never mind. Okay. All right, let's give it another test and see what's going on. All right, thanks for joining, V. Have a good day. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hello, Clickertail. Welcome back. I hate any kind of confirmation window, so drag and drop is fine. Yeah, I'm really trying to avoid confirmation windows in this game for that similar reason. What's the music playing in the stream? It's called TheRelaxedMovement. It's just royalty-free lo-fi, basically. Do I want to go enchant or combat? Probably enchant and then some more boosters here. Let's do enchant. That is way too long. Increases critical chance by 10%. Okay, let's hit this booster. Might as well hit that artifact too while we're here. I don't have any money, so it's fine. I'll just take this. That all works. I can't grab that one. Okay. Noble Pedigree, let's take that. I think there's a shop coming up, so I can actually make use of that if I get there. Okay, we'll take this free health upgrade there. Let's fight this combat. I should be fine with this one. I think the necrosis is going to kick in and save me. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And now I can go to the shop. I've got the Noble Pedigree, which means I get a free something. Oh yes, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Free board size increase. Boom, look at that. And now I can put the axe on here. I could sell a bunch of these. I'm going to keep this Hellspawn egg, actually, because that's going to hatch. So let's get rid of the Corvid. Do I want to get rid of the Corvid? Let's get rid of the Corvid. Just get rid of all this stuff. I could get the Phoenix. Voodoo Doll. Oh, I was going to reduce the shop tiers as well. That's right. That's right. Do I want to do alchemy? Maybe I should do alchemy. Let's alchemize these guys together. 8, 9, 8. That works. So we'll put this guy here. Perfect. Okay, we're set up pretty good now. Do I want to hit this artifact? That could actually be a rough board here, but that's all right. Let's just go to the artifact and see what we get. Chalice of Blood. Let's do that. Let's just get some more currency going. So this lamb is actually going to deal decent damage, I think. Okay. Hit up a booster again. I'm going to go for this. Spend some money, get some upgraded cards. Ooh, Marionette, very nice. This is going to be good if that Hellspawn egg hatches, or when that Hellspawn egg hatches. Heart of Stovak. Heal 2 for each allied card at execution since last execution. Let's do that. Okay. That is probably going to be a tough combat with my current board, actually. So I am going to avoid that. I'm going to go this way instead. Let's go this way. Grab some money. All right, it converts all damage dealt to preserve, all poison applied, increases critical multiplier. We might as well just put that on. Oh, I can't. The encounter is too weak to add more enchantments to this card. Let's put enchantment on the Hellspawn egg. Why not? I think what should happen is when it hatches, it will inherit all the enchantments and stuff that it has. So let's see. This might actually be a tough one too, but maybe not. Yeah, combat is feeling a lot more interesting already. I'm not just blowing through these boards, which is good. Did my Hellspawn egg hatch? That's got one more combat. Shoot, there's just a long string of combats here. I think I may be able to just swing this way instead and then come up this way. Yeah, I'm going to do that because there's some interesting stuff over here. This route is just combats. I mean, there's an enchant there and an artifact there, but it would have been nice to hit this board size increase too. And there's one there. Dang. I went the wrong way. That's okay. I'll just work my way this way, grab that, hit the shop since I have the Noble's Pedigree. So I'll just do that. When you start working on SFX music in your process, have you given any thoughts on what direction to go with the vibe? Yeah, I actually have sound effects and music in the game currently. I just don't have it playing for stream, but the last playtest that I did had music and sound effects. The sound effects were incomplete, but yeah, I've got a definite style. I've got the music down. My friend is making boss music right now, so more music is coming. I'm gonna, for the next playtest, add more sound effects to kind of round out the game. But yeah, I definitely have that. The visuals are so well thought through. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uppa stuff. Hypothetically speaking, what happens if the Hellspawn cooldown ever reaches 0? It will not do anything. So this ability here that hatches after 4 combat victories, when execute is called on this ability, it doesn't do anything. So it would do nothing. Combat log needs a paper sound, yeah. I agree. Yeah, these combats are a lot tougher, which is great. The only reason I'm scraping by is because I have this healing item here. I'm getting a lot of blood too because of this chalice. Guaranteed ritual card. Do I want to do that? Oh, my Hellspawn egg hatched. Projects to adjacent cards, apply 5 fire. I can't fit that on my board yet. Let's just take the free booster. Oh, a candle. Oh, perfect. We're going to do a fire build. We're going to get the fire build set up here. We're going to get the fire build. Did the imp keep the enchant? Yes. So the way I've designed it is that any alchemy / enchanting that you do on the Hellspawn egg will be inherited by the imp when it hatches. So you can go ahead and alchemize to your heart's content with the Hellspawn egg if you want. And when the imp hatches, it'll be all set up for you. Turn cooldown is reduced by 1. I'm going to preemptively add this here. Oh, I chose the wrong one. Son of a biscuit. Alright, it's fine. Definitely need to have, like, click multiple times to confirm on that. It's okay. I'm not salty. Okay, imp. Let's do fire here. Fire here. Actually, I don't know if that card's going to be that useful. Put that one there. I need another 1/1 card. Is there a booster? Oh, I could swing down this way, actually. Let's do that. Grab this booster here. Let's grab a relic. Grimoire. Ooh, that's a good one. Lantern is kind of good too. I'm not really doing a minion build, so I'll sell the marionette here. I don't need that anymore. Put the Lambone ring. I guess we'll just slot that in right there for now. Do another board size increase. All right, now we're cooking. So I should be able to do this now. Put that in there. Oh, this doesn't scale off the imp because the imp doesn't apply fire itself. Oh, interesting. That's very tricksy. The game developer pulled a trick on me. Oh wait, no, I think this will scale if this is projecting. Oh wait, yeah. Nope, that's a better. Okay, yeah, this is actually going to scale because once this imp projects fire onto all these abilities, that funeral pyre is going to scale off of that. So I think this is actually good. The thing that's kind of annoying though is I'm really close to the boss fight, so I don't know how this board is going to perform. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, but let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yep, That did quite a bit of damage. And now we're in the boss fight. This guy should be easy based on what I just did there. Oh, wait, I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh, no. This Lambone ring is not doing much for me. Oh, shoot. I can't... I can't make the lantern work, I don't think, either. Shoot. My board is not good enough for this. I don't think there's a way I can win this. Let me think. Am I stuck? Can I win this? I don't think so. Let's get rid of the Grimoire. I don't need that right now. Let's try that instead. Oh, I should have put the Grimoire in the sacrifice. Why did I sell it? Now I have to sacrifice 2 other cards. Dang. Alright. I should have sacrificed the Grimoire. Okay, so let's see what this is going to do. So the Imp is going to project 5 fire to all these cards. So that's 20 fire damage right there. This Lantern is going to apply 12 Preserve for each time fire was applied since last execution. So it's going to scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 12. That might be too powerful, actually. So that's going to give me a lot of sustain, I think. And then the heal here is just going to help me sustain a little bit. But mostly this is acting as an extra deliverance of fire. This one is going to help a lot because you can see the enemy board here is healing a lot. So this card scales fire damage based on every time the enemy heals. So this is going to grow in fire a lot too. So now it's just a question of, am I going to survive long enough for this board to ramp up? Let's see. Maybe? Did I do it? I did it. Holy moly. I did it. I pulled that one out. Woo, doggy. Wow, that felt good. That felt really good. I had to make my noggin spin for that one, but I did it. I did it. There's the best card in the game, yeah. I was watching your VODs last night and I noticed that you can update starting cards by using the editor. Is that a new feature you can implement with Godot or just a tool tag thing? You can put custom settings, custom project settings in. So you go to your project settings. You can add your own keys in here that are delineated by / here. And those keys can be any type you want. So if I go to game debug test here, and I just change this type to a color, for instance, and I add that, that's going to create a new test entry under game debug, and I can change that value there. And then what I can do is I have my game debug class, which reads all those values, and I can just like basically use that to determine how my game gets set up when I start it. That's it. So it's just basically the project settings contain the data. Then I can read that data at runtime to modify the game in whatever way I need to. The image sprite is so cool. I'm glad you like it. 0.5 second LMB press. Can't wait to buy this game. Awesome. My daughter thinks farts are funny. It's a great time. Yeah, that's fun. Nice fight. Hello, by the way. Thank you, Mun. Yeah, that fight felt really good. That felt really good because the boss initially, like, so that's like perfect, the exact feeling that I'm going for, because I was doing okay, I was getting through all the combat encounters, then the boss kicked my butt, but I was able to use the cards that I had at my disposal to rearrange my grid to make a build that actually functioned and beat the boss. So that felt really, really good. I'm happy with that. And now I can continue on. Let's see. Let's purchase max health. Let's do this one. Vampire Fangs, I don't want. Voodoo Doll, I don't want that either. Alchemy, I may be able to do some alchemy here. Oh, I didn't realize the shop was only tier 1. That's all right. I'm gonna do this. Skeleton with the Heart of Stovak. Let's see. That'll work. That's got a 10. Oh, this is a 9 cooldown though. Heal 1 for each allied card execution since the last execution, deal 4 damage. This one will deal 8 damage though, and also have the heal for an extra turn. So I'll just put that there. That'll work. I still have a lot of money. I might as well buy the telescope. And let's enchant as well, why not? Converts all damage dealt to preserve. Oh, interesting. Do I want to do that? Increases critical multiplier. None of these have a base. Oh wait, this. Yeah, we might as well put the critical multiplier on this. There we go. Okay. I think that works. We might as well fight this guy, get some free money. Cool. I had 100. Okay, I think the lantern is probably too strong. Apply 12 preserve for each time fire was applied since last execution. That is ridiculous. Heart of Stovak, prefer the Heart of Womack. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, I'm sorry. Ooh, that is a tough board. I don't want to do that one. I probably could fight it though, because I have that ridiculous shielding. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was a tough board, but because the lantern is so strong, might have to nerf the lantern a little bit. What's funny is the lantern was really weak before, so I buffed it a lot, but now that I've nerfed everything again, now the lantern is super strong. Anyway, I'll just keep, I won't upgrade the lantern anymore for the interest of fairness. I'm going to upgrade this guy though. Projects 6 fire, there we go. So that's an additional 4 fire damage right there. We'll go over here. It's a very dumb reference to the movie The Rock. Oh, gotcha, okay. Okay, that board is gone. See ya. All right, alchemical. Let's just pay money, get some of this. Why not? Tier 4 skeleton warrior, tier 4 frog, tier 4. Oh, I need to figure out a way to put the wyvern in my build. I think I'm about to hit. Well, there's 2 board size increases here. What I might do is I might hit this. Oh, that's a tough board though. I might hit this, hit that, and then go off. Dang it. All right, well, my plans have been ruined. Whatever. My plans have been ruined. I thought I fixed that. Maybe I didn't hold down the button correctly. Anyway, so we got the imp now. Let's put the Amanita Muscaria there. Why not? Heal 5. Do I want healing? I think my shielding is probably enough. I'm just going to slap this skeleton here instead. That ought to do it. Okay. Tier 3 enchant. What did all this bring you back to me? I'm inevitable, yeah. Apply 10% blind to enemy cards if this card applies fire. Yes. Now let's just find a low turn cooldown. Well, might as well just put it on the imp here. Okay, we got some more defensive stuff. This warhorse almost never functions correctly. I need to fix that. Anyway, this should have... Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't even get this. Okay, never mind. Just melting the boards, I guess. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Do I want to reintroduce this card now? Probably, actually. Let's take that off. Put this here. Yep, this is going to be nutty. This is going to be absolutely nutty. Buy some more health for me. Do another enchant. Crit Echo? Alright, now we're broken. Now we're in broken territory again. Now we're in broken territory again. I might just fight the boss early. Oh my gosh. Let's fight the boss early, why not? Okay. Oh, I am actually taking a lot of damage. Doesn't matter. Goodbye, boss. Okay, I still have way too much money, and I still am snowballing very hard almost every time. So that first boss fight was really fun, but after that I accumulated so much power. So yeah, so I have too much money still. Probably that's an issue of not having enough currency sinks. And also, yeah, the Echo is really strong. I don't want to get rid of Echo, but maybe Echo shouldn't be an enchant. Yeah, I think maybe Echo just shouldn't be an enchantment. I definitely need to nerf the lantern. I'm just going to do that right now. So I changed the scaling. I think the scaling was the primary problem, but I'm also going to bump that down. We nerfed the lantern there. I might have to get rid of Echo as an enchant. Do I want to do that? The enchant was too long to fit on the screen, yeah. Maybe Echo applies to random ability twice instead of all of them. That could work too. Shop placement isn't often enough, another currency sink. Well, the boosters now cost currency, the health has always costed currency, the shop costs currency. I mean, maybe there's an opportunity to make alchemy cost currency. Yeah, I have to think about that. What if Echo is a relic that selects a random card to apply its effects to each amount of turns? Well, I want to keep Echo as an ability. I'm thinking more so, though, that maybe Echo has to be something that you alchemize onto a card if you really want it. But yeah, it's probably going to be OP for the card to execute twice. So maybe it should be something like executes another random ability. Executes a random ability twice. But I don't know how I would communicate that. Like, how would I tell the player that this is the ability that executed again? I mean, the other way I could do it is I can make it a % chance, right? So I could say, like, Echo only gives you a 10% chance to execute twice. So it's not guaranteed. I don't know. Another blood sink could be that upgrades can have blood spent to allow additional upgrades. Yeah, that could work. How long have you been working on Alchemortis? I subbed to you after seeing the tutorial about composition-based enemies. Awesome vid. I've been working on it since March of this year, so yeah. Thank you, by the way. Sick game, really love the visuals. Thank you, Darian, appreciate that. Could be that Echo triggers abilities of the same type. Yeah, something, I don't know. I think removing it as an enchant would be good, because there aren't that many cards in the game that have Echo. I'm trying to think. If cards share more than one, goes back to the random problem. Yeah. Honestly, of all the solutions so far, I think I like just making Echo a % chance. So like it has a 10% chance to execute twice. Yeah, I don't know. And just turning these into check marks. Echo 10% is too small, but yes, defo Echo should be chance based. I think it's mainly the Corvid, right? Yeah, the Corvid is the only thing that I think that has Echo. I mean, there's a Battle Trumpet that can project Echo onto a card. But you can't get that as a player, so... With Echo being percentage, that would be easier to convey than random abilities proccing. Yeah. Maybe Echo can be tagged for certain thing. Echo Fire, Echo Heal. That is another option, too. Yeah, that could work. Yeah. Anyway, the boosters have been reworked. I think the boosters feel better now. Echoing certain ability types would allow for a larger enchant pool and more specific builds. Yeah. That would require quite a few technical changes, but I think it would be doable. I think it would be doable. Give it a chance, or make Echo tagged to certain types of abilities. The problem is there are abilities in the game that could be useful to Echo, but aren't explicitly tied to one of this, like healing or damage or whatever. I think I like it as a percent chance, because then you could put multiple Echoes on the same card. And if you had like 3 10% chance Echoes, then basically you get 3 pulls at the slot machine, right? Every time the card executes. And you could end up in rare situations where it echoes 3 times because it procs all 10% chances, but yeah, I have to think about that some more. I think the game is getting there. Like it's starting to feel more balanced. I'm starting to see like actual like elements of strategy and thinking come up. It's just a matter of like I gotta control the pace of like power gain. And I really think that there's just a couple, like there's a few candidates that just guaranteed make your run trivial. Echo is one of them. I think the Basilisk Eye is another one I might have to think about. The fact that you have way too much money all the time is another problem, because then you can just go to a shop and clean out the shop and get like a huge amount of power. So yeah, I think that those 3 things are like the main biggest culprits of the power spiking right now. Do you play Magic the Gathering? No, I don't. There may be some mechanics to draw from for Echo and more. Go with the easiest implementation of giving it a chance and just try that. Less dev friction. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Would the Echo scale with the card tier, or would it be unique in staying static? If you apply Echo via enchant, it would stay static, but if Echo was like a standalone ability on the card, I can make that scale with the card tier. So yeah, I think that's a good option. Okay, well, lots to think about for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. I don't really have anything else to do at the moment. So yeah, that'll be it for the stream. Again, if you want, you can wishlist Alchemortis. It's available on Steam. I would very much appreciate wishlisting. And again, I just made a change to the Patreon tiers. If you join the Patreon at the top tier, the sponsor tier here, you will get an Alchemortis Steam key when the game launches. So this is basically you pre-purchasing a Steam key, and you will also get your name in the in-game Alchemortis credits when the game launches. So, and there's other perks here that you can check out too. So consider that. I would definitely appreciate that. And you don't need to stay subscribed to this to get the Steam key. If you just pay for 1 month of this level, you will get these perks here. So I'd appreciate it if you consider staying subscribed, because it will help me with funding the consultations that I want to do with marketers and game designers and whatnot. But just letting you know that you don't need to stay subscribed if you don't want to. Thanks again, everyone. Highly recommend MTG, but only for seeing how to do card mechanics. So many different ways to build a deck. Yeah, I may look into that. How many wishlists now? I don't know. I haven't checked in a week or two, so I don't know. But anyway, thanks again, everyone. Appreciate it, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's stream at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, bye-bye.